The other thing I just wanted to touch on is the multi-factor authentication, which is coming in 4.3. So as of 4.3, we'll have native built-in to Moodle LMS multi-factor authentication that supports all of your really common second factor auth means, like your hardware tokens, your authenticator apps, email, and SMS. This was a bit of a joint effort. With a couple of partners actually, but mainly the integration's built on a plugin that our partner Catalyst have had around for a couple of years, and it has been really battle tested in the field in terms of its security credentials. And one of the things we brought to the table as part of integrating it in Core, apart from making it sort of available out of the box for everybody, is an improvements on the user experience and the workflow of what people can expect when they're using it. And there's a little screenshot of that there, and then there'll be more improvements on this in Moodle 4.4. The other thing I will mention about this MFA is it's independent of your authentication methods in Moodle. So if you've already got SSO sitting in front of Moodle, but you don't have MFA because your organization's just not there yet, you can use Moodles. So even it is not tied to any particular authentication means. They're separate things, which makes it nice and flexible. This is your login screen that you're sort of generally familiar with Moodle. You enter your username and password, and you click login. And this is where MFA, of course, I've broken it. Of course, I knew I'd do that. Just bear with me 2 seconds. So one of the cool features why I'm getting in and turning it off is the ability to trust this device for several days. So what I did just before when I've logged in, I had previously trusted my device, so I didn't get presented with MFA. So that was a little side demo of how trust this device works. It means you don't actually have to enter in your MFA every time. Now I've disabled that. There we go. So this is the MFA screen. So one of the things it's basically saying is that to continue, I need to use the Authenticator app in my code. I don't have my mobile device with me because I've left it in the kitchen, and that's okay. I've already got other means of authenticating. So I've got email and an authenticator token here. So I'll have a code emailed to me instead. And we can see, I don't know what email I configured my Moodle to be, but it does tell me that it's a Gmail account that starts and ends with that, which is cool because it tells me what email account it is, but it also doesn't expose my private to everybody on the call. So I'll go over to my little mail client. It's all right, it was a fake email, it wasn't a real one. And we can see that this is the email that's got me. It's telling me where I'm coming from, that's someone's requested the code, which is quite cool. So I know I've got some trust in it. I've got my code. I can actually just click this link and it'll log me straight in, but I won't do that now. I'll use the code. There's also, obviously, if this wasn't me, I can report that and optionally log out all of my other instances, and a bit more technical detail of where the request came from, just so I know what's going on. So take that code and try and remember a 6-digit code. And I'm in. And it really just shouldn't be any more difficult than that. You get asked for something, you provide it, you're logged in. One of the other things I will just quickly show, because it is quite cool and it's one of the new features that were added as part of this project, is an authenticator token login. So I don't know whether you can see mine. If I show it on the screen, mine's tiny. It's this little dongle here. It's a hardware token. So if I click continue on my screen, I've got this thing basically telling me to touch my dongle. And you can see it's telling me to use this dongle because it's now flashing with the little pretty green lights. So if I touch it, I'm logged in. So that's a really, really quick and dirty demo of MFA and what you can expect of it in 4.3.
Sorry, one very quick question. Does it, I can't remember, you probably have told me this. Does it support like the Google Authentication app or Microsoft Authentication apps?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Excellent.
I won't actually show you my Google Authenticator app like I was just about to, because you'll get all of my bank codes. But absolutely, and that was the one that I just said that I just skipped at the beginning because I didn't have my phone.
Yeah, cool.
Which
That's
of
awesome.
course I do have my phone. I was just being contrived. So and it supports not just the Google Authenticator app. Microsoft put one out. There's another one I can't remember. It supports a whole bunch of hardware tokens as well. Both sort of YubiKey and SwissBit are the big ones. And you can have multiple ones configured, and it'll just figure out whichever dongle you're touching, and it'll just go from there.
That's brilliant. Thanks, man.